being a person of color, I'm a person of color, in case you did not notice, it, you're always 10 steps back. So if I wear my hair like this, and many people in business have said this before, like, you have to cut your hair because, have literally told me I have to cut my hair to get opportunities, which good morning. I couldn't speak until I have this mic set, or else you cannot hear me. Good morning. It is a cold day. That is the reason I'm wearing this beanie. I feel like my head looks ginormous when I put on my beanie. That aside, and I'm going to put on these socks because it's cold as hell. I don't know what's wrong with this country, but yesterday the weather was very good. And then you wake up and it's very cold. By the way, let me turn on this extra light. I think that's better. Let me know in the comments section if you think that's better. I have no idea about lighting. Wait, 1 second. Yes, people, this is real life. It's not a joke. And I'm just trying to give you the raw and the realness. Today we're going to talk about real. And let's see, I wrote down a couple of things, just, keep my head on track. We're talking about building. And building has to do a lot with raw. Yes, I'm putting on my socks on video. I am putting on my socks on video because it's cold. And I told you I am trying to evolve from being 85% real to 95% real. So yeah, that is my goal. And all this is going to be unedited. And you can figure out if you want to stick around and watch me or not. I actually do not care. Well, I care a little bit, but it's eventually your choice. So yeah, building. Building, exactly. Now I remember what I wanted to talk about. I write down these notes before I record, like I write down, they're kind of like diary entries. And I wrote this down this morning because it was on the top of my head. And when we're building, or when you're building anything, I've built a company that is, I would say up to this point, close to 13 years old. I built it quite early after graduating and started out just doing freelance gigs, and then eventually, getting a job, a 9-to-5 job at that, in that point of life, a real job, because my side hustle wasn't real enough. And what I did was graphic design and, all kind of small hustles on the side. And I did have quite a few clients, but of course my real job had priority. Eventually I saw that in a company I was working for, they literally took things from my desk and sold it for a lot of money. And at that point I thought, hey, I am the talent. I have the talent. I have the skill. What is the difference between me and my employer, which was, it was, still is a millionaire. And I'm not. So clearly he's doing something right. At that point I was like, he just has a network, like his network is good, but he doesn't have the talent. He has a network, a name, and of course he has talents in other aspects, just not creative like I am. So I thought, I'm young, let me just leave the company, focus 100% on my business, which I did. And, got clients, and yeah, the rest is history. Am I doing great in my business? I'm okay. I'm not a millionaire. Um, I'm not poor. I have a roof above my head. I can eat. I'm okay in that sense. But I do strive to become, not a millionaire. Like, I don't believe in, like, being rich just to be rich and just to show off. That's not me. But there are things in life that I do want to achieve. And that I want to become a thought leader speaking on stages. That would just be a dream come true for me. So yeah. So that's my journey of building. But the details in that building, I told you a story, and you're like, okay, cool, it sounds good. But no, there were days when things were just off. Like, you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from in that hustle. It's the idea when you start something, the idea in your mind is always like great because your mind just shows you the optimistic parts. It shows you the rainbow and sunshine and all the beautiful things. That's what your mind shows you. So then you get like involved. So that is the people that get an idea and they're like, oh, I'm going to start a business doing this, that, that. And then they go ahead and they sign themselves up. They get an LLC. They just set their business up, start their business, and then the moment it hits, reality hits, showing that it's actually difficult to get clients. It's difficult to close deals. It's difficult to find clients. It's, all the difficult things just start coming back to back to back to back to back. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I don't like this anymore, or I don't want to do this anymore. And it's not only a thing in business, it's a thing in anything that we start. Like me, starting playing basketball, the same thing, it was difficult. Anything, guitar lessons, piano lessons, playing football, anything in life that you try, in the beginning, the idea is great because you see yourself actually doing it until you start doing it and you're like, no, this is tough. So that's just the building in general. Last year, I took my company offline to online. So I started out on LinkedIn, making these videos just as getting my face and my name a bit out there. And, it all started out as rainbow and sunshine to me, like, oh, I'm going to do this and it's going to, my YouTube channel is going to hit and people are going to watch, and all very optimistic, of course. Then reality hit, that it takes real effort. Are you guys seeing me? Are you seeing me? Yeah, it takes real effort. It's not so easy showing up on camera. And just then life hits, you get busy. And yeah, so that is where I was. And that's when you have to, and in building, you really have to look at every single part. And for me, I had too many goals, too many things that I wanted to do, too many things that I wanted to accomplish. And that's when I kind of just, narrowed down in the sense of, I just want to be known for one thing, that is positioning and personal branding. I've said it before, but to me that goes hand in hand. And have one goal, and my goal is to be on stages and speaking on stages. That is like my goal, and everything that I do around that one goal. So all my signaling to that one specific thing has to be around personal branding and positioning. It sounds a bit weird on this channel. It doesn't seem like I'm doing that because it's just me talking and just being real. But that's the kind of brand that I want to build. I realize in my journey in building that what's the word? The things that are blocking me from doing it or in my way of doing it is me trying to be perfect. So, for example, and I probably have said this before, but if you haven't heard this, let me say it again. For me, showing up I don't know the word, but anyways, for me, showing up is very important. The way I show up, the way I present myself. And I know where that comes from. Being a person of color, I'm a person of color, in case you did not notice. You're always 10 steps back. So if I wear my hair like this, and many people in business have said this before, like, you have to cut your hair because, have literally told me I have to cut my hair to get opportunities, which I'm not, because I don't care. And, just that feeling that you have to be better in order to achieve the things that other people, non-color, let me put that way, they get. And it was always me trying to be better, just trying to, put in the better foot, and, actually doing so much more, and eventually doing all of that, putting a mask on, being someone that I'm not being able to be myself. It's like you putting up, dressing all up in a classroom full of people that are just wearing casual clothes, and them, striving, and you're not. I don't know if that analogy or that visual makes sense, but it makes sense to me. So I hope I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Comment below if you do. If you don't, that's it. So I felt I was always trying to be a little too much in order to, to win, and kind of trying too hard, it seemed, and it just felt off to me. So showing up on camera, I would, as you know, put on my jacket. I would be all, all professional. And I've kind of let that slide because that is not the brand that I want to build. I want to build a brand. I'm hungry. Oh my gosh, I can feel like I'm hungry. This is the time that I eat. Oh, I'm hungry. Okay, back to you. So the brand that I'm trying to build is not a brand that is perfect. I don't want people to have the illusion that I'm a perfect person, which I'm definitely not. I'm not perfect. I don't want people to have the assumption that, oh my gosh, he's so good on camera. Oh my gosh, he's so great. He's a natural. Funny fact, I post a post on LinkedIn yesterday with just a short clip, because people have told me, oh my gosh, you're so good in camera. They've said everything about that. And actually someone said, I want to be like you when I grow up. That was funny, on camera. And people don't see the effort that's behind it. They don't see the amount of takes that it took to make that video. So I showed the behind the scenes, like me getting frustrated, like literally trying to say a line 3 times and then like, oh my gosh, I showed them the frustration. And there's so many people that appreciate that because it's relatable. They can see themselves and they know them making videos, and they think they are the only one that get frustrated, that have to say their lines 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 times even. They feel that it's just them. And me putting out that video, make them, it relates. They can see that someone that's been putting out videos for a minute also started out somewhere. And now, yes, on camera, like this is all in one take, because I'm taking off the mask. So if I like, just now I did, normally I would cut that out. Like, I'd do post edit. I'm not cutting that out. You saw me putting on my socks. I am not cutting that out, because that is, I'm trying to find this word. It hinders me. It's a blockage. I don't know. Comment below if you know the right word I'm looking for. I'm terrible with words sometimes because I speak multiple languages, and I think, like right now I'm speaking English, but I'm thinking in Dutch. And when I'm speaking Dutch, I'm thinking in English. I'm just very weird. But it's an extra step for me to create video. And my goal is creating those signals in order to achieve this thing, okay? And these signals should be about this thing. It shouldn't be for me about how I look, and how I represent myself. It just should be the real me. That is what the brand I want to build. I want people to choose me for me, not choose me for the idea of how they think I am. And I want you to see 95% of me. The 5% is me protecting my family, friends, loved ones that have not chosen to live a public life. So you'll get 95% of me, and all the other family matters I do not put out publicly. So yeah, that being said, I would normally get dolled up, jacket on, and professional, and I'm not doing that anymore. That doesn't mean I'm not professional in my work. So the way I put myself out on camera and the way I speak, it doesn't take away from my work that I know what I'm talking about. I've been in this game for a long time, so I know my business. So speaking of business, building a company, building a business. Today I just wanted to tell you that it's hard. It's not easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to be boring. And on that fact, I wrote something down. Maybe you know Laura Acosta. I believe I always say Laura Lacosta, but it's Acosta, I think. Mexican millionaire. I'm not sure. She's self-made, but I think I think her dad was in business as well. And I had the opportunity to meet her in Bosnia. And something she said on her Instagram yesterday, yeah, it was Instagram. I wanted to say LinkedIn, but it was Instagram, definitely. She was talking about something that she heard from another entrepreneur or speaker that said, in the beginning when you start a business or you're doing your business, it seems like nothing is working. Nothing is working. And that's how it feels for me, to be honest. It feels like nothing is working. And until it does, until it starts working, everything starts working, like everything starts connecting. And in her business, I can see that is where she's at right now, because that lady has multiple businesses and she's taking off. Like, you probably know who I'm talking about. But 2-3 years ago, she was a nobody. I think 2 years ago, she's only had her businesses for 2 years, and now she's like booming, right? So that's a funny thing that she said, and I could relate because I'm there right now. I feel like nothing is working. Like, I can do fashion, I can do graphic designing, I can do strategies, I can do filming, I can do editing, I can do so many things, and I've done so many things, but nothing. It seems like, not editing that, it seems like nothing is working. Nothing is working, and it's so strange because you put all this energy in your business, all this energy in that passion, in that obsession. Clearly, for me, it is an obsession, and it's just not working. And the thing that I'm forcing and telling myself to do every single day is keep going, keep going, keep going. It's gonna work, it's gonna work. But when it's gonna work, you don't know. And to that, when it's gonna work, funny thing, Stephen Bartlett. Everyone knows this guy. He's amazing. I don't know him personally, but I mean, the things that he does, amazing. And he mentioned something on his LinkedIn. Yeah, it was LinkedIn. I'm always thinking about LinkedIn and Instagram because those are the two platforms, and YouTube that I'm on. But he said this on LinkedIn. Yeah, for sure, LinkedIn. He broadcasted something to X amount of people saying, try this thing or try your thing or try posting or whatever for 100 days. So people excited, posting for 100 days. And I believe in his, like, the people, a lot of them obviously just dropped. They probably just dropped off. You start out something, you're excited, and, day 30, you drop off. You're like, oh my gosh, this takes too much time, energy. I don't like it. All those things happen. So I think a lot of people dropped off, but he spoke about this one message that he got back, which in this guy followed, what Bartlett said, what Stephen said, and did it for 100 days. And he wrote, I did what you said for 100 days. And after 100 days, nothing happened. I didn't have any following, no engagements, yada, yada, yada. But on day 109, he started booming. Day 109. So the takeaway from this story is you never know when it's going to happen for you. It could be day 109, day 120, day 140, 50. It could even be day 300. Imagine that. So a lot of people gave up before, and a lot of people probably on day 100 could have been like, yo, Bartlett is just talking trash, it's nonsense, and give up. But this guy continued, and on day 109, he took off. So that story really touched me because I'm on a lot of days and I still haven't seen anything. And that is, to stay all that is the reason, also probably one of the biggest reason that I am, just my hands are dry. And that is probably the reason that I'm like, I don't want to say lowering the barrier. I don't want to say that. I'm not lowering the barrier. I'm just making it easier for me just to keep going. And for me to keep going is not to look if I'm, well shaved. I do that because when I'm not shaved, when I have too much hair, it doesn't look right. So I, try to be properly shaved on camera. Today I'm not that. I'll shave today though, later. But, in the sense of putting on a jacket and, doing all of this and that, I'd rather just be comfortable and speak my truth, speak my mind. And that is something that I can do. I can turn on the camera. I can just sit here and I can talk about anything for days. I can. And that is what I'm going to do. And telling you this is, if you want to achieve something, if you're building something and you feel like giving up, go back to the basics. Go back to the things that just strip it down. Like, what is the basic? The basic of me putting out videos, example, is all I need is a camera, me, maybe some lighting, and just speak. Get information from A to B. That's it. That's video, right? I could have the best camera, the best lighting. I could have the best surround systems, and I could have all this circus of things and still not make a video. And if I would even go more basic, I would probably just sit down anywhere and everywhere and take out my phone, which I do for Instagram. Take out my phone and talk. That is like, everyone has a phone. That is the even more basic than this. Now I have the Osmo recording in 4K. It's, I can bring it everywhere with me. Battery life sucks though. I need to tell the people of Osmo that. Upgrade the battery life, it sucks. But yeah, you could just take out your phone. So look at your business, look at whatever you're doing and strip that down to like the most basic things, the necessity the things that you need to just get it going, and do that. And repetition. And that's what I've done. So that's that. Let me see what else I have here. Oh my gosh, I write horrible. I told you about that. Oh yeah. So these raw videos is just me, being relatable to you, me being myself, me making it easy for myself, and meeting you where you are, but also where I am. And right now I'm at a stage where nothing is working. I can still eat, don't worry. I can still eat, I can still survive, but on my journey, like I'm trying, and nothing seems to be working. But it will work. I just need to keep going, and you're here with me. Like, we're in the trenches together. When it works, like when it starts working, imagine this. And sometimes I do, just for fun, but then I get sad. I wake up tomorrow, you wake up tomorrow, and all our dreams and goals, like it's just coming. Like, we're just being blessed. just a blessed. Imagine, just put yourself in that moment for a minute, right? Just wake up tomorrow and your dreams, whether it's a new job, whether it's a new spouse or a different spouse in some cases, whether it's another house, and whatever that goal and that dream is that you have, imagine receiving it. Get in that moment of I have it. In my case, it would be I wake up tomorrow and I see an email or I get a call and say, hey, we would love for you to speak here and here and here. That would be great. Like I'd be all hyped. Yeah, I'd be all hyped. Imagine that for a minute. And now ask yourself, what does it take to get there? What's in your way? What's blocking you for getting exactly that thing that you so eagerly desire? What's in your way to get that? That's the only thing you can answer. You can answer that. In my case, what is blocking me from getting that right now, and I'm going to be very, very honest to you, what is in my way of doing that is, one, I do not believe it fully, wholeheartedly. That is so important. I don't believe I can. That's it. And I'm pausing for the dramatic effect, but I really don't believe I can 100% fully, because I've never been in the proximity of people actually doing it. Right? I've not. And recently when I went to Bosnia, I've met normal people like me, that are doing it now. So the belief is opening, but yeah, I don't believe I can. So that's one. Number two is that, number two, what was number two again? I just had it. You know, when you have something in your mind and you lose train of thought, it will come to me. But believing that I can, that's one thing. And yeah, the second thing, see, it came to me, is I feel I'm not working hard enough. Like that. I feel like when I played basketball and I got all these achievements with basketball, I was not sleeping. I was working so hard. And right now, even though I'm like waking up 5 a.m. and working, I feel I'm not working hard enough. Like I feel maybe not even the word not hard enough. I feel I'm not working smart. There's working hard and working smart. And if I'm completely honest with myself, right now, I'm not working smart. Like I don't know how to do it. Like I don't know. I don't know what it is that I'm not doing smart to achieve it. And I will, because, meeting people who are doing it, they can give me the ins and outs. And maybe there's another third point, because they gave me ins and outs, is I don't have the courage yet to get into the circles of people making it possible. For example, with basketball, I knew I was good. And even when I wasn't good, I thought I was good. So I would even challenge the best players, even though I wasn't good. And I would go sign up for camps that were for elite players when I was just like a basic player. I had that courage and that belief. See, that's number one. I don't believe. And as long as you do not believe it, you won't achieve it. And that should be on a t-shirt. As long as you don't believe it, you won't achieve it. And right now, the belief isn't there. The belief isn't there for me, like that gut belief. And it's coming. It's coming. I'm not worried about it. It's coming. So that, that. And that makes me, yeah, I kind of feel, I won't say sad. Maybe I do. Or disappointed, even. Yeah, maybe I do. And I need to find that quick. And if you're listening and you need to find that thing, yeah, go find it. Maybe you do believe, right? Maybe you have a different list. Like I have 3 things, and maybe you have a whole different list. But dive deep. I want to say dive deep. Like really be honest to yourself. Be truthful. Are you working hard towards it? Do you actually believe in it? Are you doing everything you can to get it? And for me, the answer is no. For me, the answer is no. And now you know. Now you know. And I'm trying my hardest to get that. So we've been in this video for a long time, and I've been completely open, completely truthful to you. This is I'm not faking anything. And I hope you appreciate that. Speaking of appreciation, yesterday, my gosh, I got the sweetest comment. Oh my word. I got one comment on a video. One, like I don't get a lot of comments. That's why I'm asking you, please comment. Not to boost my ego, but just to have that, back and forth. But I got the sweetest comment. It absolutely melted my heart. For real. This is no joke. I got like goosebumps, like really. And I'm not a crying person. I do get sad, but I tell people I cry without tears. So, I can cry without tears. I know it's weird, but me and my mom, probably the only people on earth who can do that. My mom has little tears, but when she cries, like almost no tears. You can see her face like, ah, but no tears. And I have the same thing. But yeah, I got the most beautiful comment yesterday from someone. It is, my gosh, like for real. And that person, if you're watching this, I appreciate you. You didn't write your name, but you wrote F. And I'm not going to put this comment up here because I know and you know. And it's just, she wrote like, she gave me compliments, which I have a difficulty receiving compliments. A lot of people do, especially men. And yeah, I'm a man. I found that it was just so touching, the words that she used, and wishing me this and that, and just seeing me. I think what I felt was being seen. And we all want to be seen and appreciated. And, in making these videos, especially my earlier videos, I would edit and do all kinds of things, jump shots. And I'm not doing that anymore because it doesn't add to my message. I'm just leaving it unedited and real. And I did that. Like, that was my first video like this one, that I didn't edit. The only thing that I did was put my logo somewhere down here. That's the only thing I did. Add music to the beginning, add a little music, intro music to the end, and just left it for the rest of the video, just left it like that. And the comment was just so thoughtful, so real. It wasn't great video. It was just so, and it was worth making that video 100-fold. For real, it really, really touched me. So even if you don't leave a comment on this video or on my video in general, if you're watching a video from someone, especially smaller channels, when someone has, X amount of K followers and they're monetized and they're up there, which is great, they might not see your comment. They might not even read your comment. I don't know. Some maybe do. I'm not sure. But small creators, or me, myself, I do read them, because I'm happy getting even one comment. For real, I'm happy and I hope when I get, I'm believing, I hope when I get to that stage that I do appreciate every comment, even on LinkedIn. If you send me a comment on LinkedIn, I'm replying. Like, I even go back to older posts just to check that I didn't forget one comment. So I do appreciate people taking the time to write down something, and especially when it's thoughtful. I absolutely appreciate that. So back to what I was trying to say is, even if it's not commenting on my profile, if you watch a video and you like it and you felt something, drop a comment. Like, it costs nothing. Drop a comment, drop a like, and you don't even have to subscribe or whatever, right? All these things, like, comment, subscribe, they cost absolutely nothing. But they mean the world to the creator. So that's just putting that out there. I've been in this video for a very long time. Thank you so much for your time. I hope I'm not stealing your time, and I hope that this video helped you in any way possible. I hope it did do something for you, and I hope you build. I hope you build something great. I hope you do find that thing that is blocking you from building something great, and do that deep dive. And I'll catch you next time. All right, peace.